Playing for a freak of freaks, it is the Blue Terran TY. And in the bottom left, the Red Protoss, it's Max, Angel, Alpha X very own Astrea. The score is tied. Turning point of the series it is. And let's see who gets on top of their game and gets their team the advantage in this best of 7. So curious to see what are going to be the game plans of these two incredibly strategic players. So clever in what they do. You can see TY being so calm and collected, so focused, while Astrea is channeling his inner Tanis, I guess. Talking to someone right now, I don't know what. But anyhow, Astrea getting some scouting with his first probe. Just the usual Protoss probe stuff. Trying to slow down these racks just a little bit, force a couple SCVs out of mining. Always worth the trouble while TY is sending out an SCV of his own for scouting purposes. It's not gonna be a Reaper first, it's a Marine. It's a shift in the meta that has happened recently, in which most of the that was a perfect circle. Most of the Terran players are preferring to get the Marine first instead of the Reaper, for stopping that probe from being too powerful at harassing, getting an early bunker, all of this stuff. Of course, TY will get some scouting of his own. We'll see that nothing is crazy yet. The second pylon is in the natural, so there's nothing to be afraid in the middle of the map. There's no way Astrea was able to sneak any proxy pylon. And TY will be content with that information and send his SCV back home. It's a lot of Marines being produced. A rail reactor, not going to be used for winter mines, of course, since the starport is still a long way out. So they are probably trying to go into the average Blink Stalker play, just the safest and strongest way to play the matchup, especially on a map as big as this one. TY finally gets his natural. And without a bunker though, yeah, okay, he's gonna lift it into the main. The shade was not there to stop the lift. That was what I was fearing most of all for TY, but Astrea will not commit to that kind of play to stop the command center even further. But just be content with some scouting information of his own. The sentry is out, hallucinating Phoenix are now a thing. And these Marines desperately trying to get on top of this shade, of this adept, to stop it from getting any scouting information. Yet another shade to keep track of what is up for TY. Astrea will send his adept out of danger's way, while Blink is halfway through and hallucinated Phoenix is making its way into the main base of the Terran to get even more scouting on what is up. And he sees there's no plan to get any kind of Widow Mine drop aside from this. He wants to go straight up into more stuff. He knows this medevac is the only thing that is harassing him right now, and this medevac going down will be huge. Widow Mines will get down, but will not get any huge connection. This is a lot of Marines though. This is a lot of Marines though. The medevac might not be too high in health, but the shield battery will keep it keep Astrea's unit alive. Of course, now TY is just straight up getting into tank stuff. Will not add any more Widow Mines, as I was saying before. Blink is down. That one medevac is in real trouble. These Marines will stop these Stalkers from getting the kill. Oh, they will. Oh, I don't think so. That medevac is doomed. And it will go down without even a sweat. Astrea will blink backwards and keep his Stalkers alive. It's a forge in the making for the Protoss player as well as Charge, transitioning into the later stages with Colossi and Disruptors being the most important pieces of the puzzle. While for TY, of course, it's going to be Steam and +1 infantry weapons to add up a little bit more. Stalkers trying to knock down the one Raven. One of them actually does without finding anything. But Astrea is established some map control, even with just a few amount of Stalkers. Blink is still a very obnoxious upgrade to deal with for the Terran in these early stages of the game. One of the reasons it's so strong is because of the free trades that Stalkers can get. And TY will be careful around it, will make a command center in the main, and will add up more units to safely lift it into the third. Astrea already getting a full third saturated, adding 6 more gateways, the usual explosion to add up more gateway units to bulk up for his key stuff, which is probably going to be Colossi. I highly doubt he's going to go straight into Disruptors, even though Disruptors are just Astrea's thing. This man has been destroying everyone on the NA scene with his Disruptors play. So that might be the thing, but right now TY is already getting a little bit too aggressive. That might actually prompt Astrea into making Disruptors, even without a lot of Marauders. Actually, even without any Marauders being out. The army of Astrea is not really strong, and Immortal gets made, of course, to try and counter those tanks before RoboBay is even started. And that's an overall very wise choice. The army of TY is still very scary. A Dune drop is still very much a possibility, but now that Charge is done, Astrea can feel a little bit safer. He just needs a little bit more bulk. And of course, he needs a little bit of time to add up the tech he needs. Here comes the Templar Archives for the AoE damage that Astrea has been looking for. 4 Zealots ready to be warped in, or there to be dropped into the main, and warped even more. The Zealots trying to rush down at the tanks. Tanks are on siege. That's a lot of SCVs being pulled into this fight. I totally missed that. This one little Immortal may find itself trapped very quickly. That's not a lot of force fields. Here comes the anti-armor missile on a bunch of Zealots. There's so many SCVs. Meanwhile, in the main base of TY, stopping upgrades is Astrea. Stopping concussive shells. Huge letdown for TY. Of course, Astrea is gonna take some losses. He's gonna accept that this base can no longer be defended, but the Robo going down is an absolute disaster. More Stalkers being added up to the fight. Another anti-armor missile is gonna hit on a bunch of Stalkers. The army of TY is getting into the main. Tanks are on siege. They're gonna be loaded up into the medevac. One of them actually dies inside of the medevac. Blink is on cooldown right now. It's a real dangerous position. Blink forward, getting the tank. The Raven is in real danger. This Immortal ranking up so many heals. The rest of the Marines stimming on the army of Astrea. Reinforcements coming for TY. Is this the end? I really think so. Beautiful game from TY. Astrea still has a bunch of Stalkers. The Immortal still alive. One Widow Mine will be cutting the deal. More Stalkers being worked in both players, losing so many of their workers, being almost ahead right now. Force field is perfect for TY, for Astrea, and TY is forced to retreat backwards. Astrea defends, but what was the price? It was way too high, and TY is still sending reinforcements, not even needing that concussive shell. Widowmine will connect on just one single probe. The Robo goes down in the end. The Stalkers are trying their best to fight this army, but it's just so much healing. It's not too much DPS for Astrea. Blinking Stalkers on the right, trying to get a wraparound, but TY is in serious control of this game right now. Even with Storm being started, these Stalkers do not find any good trades whatsoever with Steam Marines of this Eigen mount. The Medivacs are very low on health and they do not have a lot of energy, but these Stalkers do not have anything to work with. Probes pulled into the fight, and that's a doom sentence for Astrea. TY will get game number 1 of this series. Oh, game 1 was so close. Romantics had yet again another huge mob. So many things can happen here. TY playing like a madman in game number 1. Crazy build order, crazy strategy, and honestly crazy performance. That micro was just something out of this world. As well for Astrea, another incredibly good micro player. He just needs a little bit more tech, a little bit quicker. Let's see if he can get that into this other map. Just the usual prop stuff. The Protoss player doing nothing crazy yet again. But TY not even minding too much about getting scouting vision this time. 70 score before Nexus. It's an average as well. Comes Nexus. Yeah, and again, TY not SCV scouting. Nothing that can bite back him in the butt. But in the end, it's always nice to have some scouting information. Mostly just for the first unit the pros pull out, and also for the second pylon. It feels like TY is not scared about it against Astrea on this map. So he will not go for it. Probably those two players are quite a history. So it makes sense for TY not being scared about any proxy from Astrea. Especially considering how TY is incredibly good at defending against those kind of plays. Just remembering right off the bat a 4-3 victory from Maru to TY into a GSL finals, I think it was 2018, in which Maru lost all the games he proxied. All the games but the last one. I think the last one was a proxy. It was a great game, anyhow. Twilight Council for Astrea to get those Blade Stalkers. Of course, usually shading to keep track of the stage of the game for the Terran player. And Sentry, of course, to get those hallucinate Phoenixes. Oh, the wall is down. Yeah, that's a mistake. The shade will get through. We get even more scouting information. And we'll almost get a single drone as well. Or maybe it will, actually. Oh. Oh. Here it goes. Strat decided to sacrifice his adept for that one kill. Oh, the fresh mule. The fresh mule. There's already a Widow Mine over there on the ramp. But the wall is still down. And Astrea this time will not commit to the shade. He still needs it for vision. And now with a Fair Nexus and Blink incoming, he will try to establish some serious map control more than just a single adept. Of course, TY will do much of the same with a standard Widow Mine drop. Let's see if he adds these Marines to the Widow Mine drop as he did in the first game, which was a very interesting play, something we don't see much often, and he's doing exactly that actually. The adept from Astrea getting exactly that information, sacrificing his life for it, or maybe not actually. He will survive with 4 health, because why not? Oh, Hallucinated Phoenix will not even get to the main base of TY. Here comes the Widow Mine drop. These Stalkers do not have Blink yet. The Widow Mines are burrowing left and right, forcing this probe out of position. Marines getting on top of the gateway. Not the best target, I fear. 2 probes, of course, going down. Meanwhile, in the main, Widow Mine, Widow Mine, Widow Mine! Oh my goodness! 10 probes have been killed. Right here, right now by TY. Astrea mismicroing this badly with his probes, chunking them all, well not chunking, clumping them all into a single spot, and 8 of them have been killed by a single Widow Mine shot. That's a white dream of a Terran player. Yeah, that's a very efficient trade. Astrea still has a significant amount of workers. He's not really bothering too much about army. He feels safe with his 4 Stalkers. TY not moving out yet. A Robo Base incoming as well as more sentries. for the Brutus player. Oh, these Stalkers are a little bit too ahead of themselves. They will get a shell from that one tank. Astrea will need units very soon. He doesn't really have the production for that. He's adding it up as I said that, which is already a good sign. Let's see why he's getting the pieces of the puzzle. Steam, almost halfway through. Infantry weapons get started. Those are the key upgrades, and they will be finished before extended thermal lance can be finished for Astrea. Especially with ground 1 weapons being prioritized over extended thermal lance. Astrea now has the gas for it. He prioritized charge over it, which is this time a good choice, I think. Especially with just a marine heavy army that can not easily deal with these bulky zealots, especially with shield batteries being spread around, which Astrea is not doing yet. Ending up adding up finally extended thermal lance and ending up even more gateways to get more stuff done. His economy is quite strong. Stopping TY from getting a natural for so long. The army of TY though is just wow, it's just outstanding. 62 army worth of supply. Astrea gets a beautiful trade, honestly. Losing the one adept does not hurt. Getting 3 marines by blinking left and right is always good. Strength is in numbers for TY though. That's a lot of bio. With a lot of tanks. Of course, second Colossus almost out. At extended thermal lance halfway through. Once again, priority is given on +1 ground weapons. Oh, Astrea finds out what's up with his Illusion Infinity. He has full knowledge of the production. And now Colossi trying to find the damage. Interference Matrix gets dropped on the Colossus. Astrea sends scattering. There's another Colossus behind it that can deal some serious damage without shield batteries though. This is going to be some serious danger. The Riven goes down. Beautiful, beautiful play by Astrea. Buying a lot of time. SCVs blocked by those force fields. All the units were loaded up into these medivacs to save them. But now this Colossi can just melt through these SCVs. As you can see, destroying them. Force fields will not go anywhere. One single tank shot gets 2 sentries. 18 workers down is TY. Astrea buying time while TY adding up this much needed backings, leapfrogging his widow mines and getting even a missile turret into this. That's still a lot of bio, make no mistake. 3 Colossi are just definitely getting a lot of damage though. The Zealot's not even charging, just on hold position is everything. Right now, a medivac falls to the shots of Astrea Stalkers. The man, what a defense this far. Well, that was an unfortunate tank shot. That's a lot of Stalkers. This Viking cannot get an easy kill. A lot of tanks getting a lot of easy shots on top of these Stalkers. Astrea does need to buy himself a little bit more time. Colossi spread in a perfect way. A Zealot run by in the natural of TY. Meanwhile, these Colossi getting so much damage through the tanks. Actually getting on top of the Stalkers getting on top of the tanks, and Astrea will get game number 2. The score is tied, guys.